In today's video, I'm going to be giving my review of the new HBO Max and in-theater movie, Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm very excited to get in on this. Wait till after the intro, and we're going to be talking about that. Welcome back to the DLJonesBooks Show. I'm your host, DL Jones, and on this channel, I talk about all types of story-related topics, movies, TV shows, video games, books, anything that has a story could potentially be a topic on this show. Now, like I said, we're going to be talking about Godzilla vs. Kong. It came out the other day. I watched the other day. I'm a little late getting my video up. I had a bunch of other stuff going on in my life that kind of, stalled me on making videos for a couple of days, but I'm back. I'm ready to talk about this show. I'm ready to let you know what I'm thinking about it, and we're going to get in on that right now. As you see my previous two videos, I did a reaction video on the trailer, which that trailer, watching that trailer pretty much had me hooked on the movie, had me excited to, for when the movie come out, wanted to watch it. Then I did another video talking about who I think will win, which team I'm on. Am I on Team Godzilla or Team Kong? And of course, if you've watched that video, I'm on Team Kong. And who won? I'll let you know later on. Well, if you've seen the movie already, you already know who won the battle. But if you haven't seen the movie yet, go and check it out. It's on HBO Max. Go check it out. Go watch the movie and then come back here and watch this video because I'm going to be talking about a few things. I'm not going to be too spoilery, but there's going to be spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, make sure you watch the movie first before you see this video. Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, basically, the way this movie starts is, it starts with Godzilla basically attacking a city, And Godzilla's doing these random attacks. Nobody know why they're happening, and you come to find out as the movie go on that Godzilla is not just random attacks. He's actually attacking specific locations, and it's locations that are like facilities and factories that's owned by the Monarch Corporation. A lot of people don't catch on right quick, but there's a couple of people that catch on. Now, how King Kong gets into this mix, the Monarch Corporation is trying to get some power source, and the power source is located in this area that they call Hollow Earth, and it's supposed to be an area that's in the middle of the earth, that's supposed to be where all of the Titans, where Godzilla, where King Kong, their ancestors and stuff lived and were born, and it's like an area in the middle of the earth that nobody knows about. There's one guy that has written a book about it. He has theories that it exists, and he's actually tried to reach it, and this particular guy is played by Alexander Skarsgård. He's and people kind of look at him like he's kind of kooky or whatever. His brother, you find out in the movie that his brother actually died trying to reach this Hollow Earth area. And the problem with the Hollow Earth is that once you get to, they drill down deep into the earth, and once you get so deep, the gravity just does some weird stuff because it kind of inverses on each other, and it's kind of hard to get through that part, and that's where they get stopped, as far as reaching this, Hollow Earth that they're trying to reach. Now, the thing about Hollow Earth is that there's some kind of power source in there that Monarch wants. So they approach Alexander Skarsgård, and they want to use his information to get to Hollow Earth, and that's how King Kong gets in the picture. King Kong is right now, he's being held in like a sanctuary, like a man-made sanctuary to kind of simulate Kong Island where he lived before. So he's kind of living in this sanctuary, and he has like this relationship with this little girl, the same little girl you see in all of the trailers and stuff like that. He has this little relationship with the little girl, and that's how they kind of get him to do what he wants. But pretty much he's just living in this facility. It's like a man-made, big dome type facility to made to look like Kong Island. He just kind of lives there. He doesn't seem like he's happy or whatever. He wants to go home. He knows that he's not in his home, even though they're trying to simulate that. He knows that he's not in his home. He's kind of just not really happy, What they decided to do was to take Kong to the location where they had been drilling to try to get to Hollow Earth, and they figured that they would follow Kong, and Kong would lead them to where they want to go because that's his home. That's where his ancestors are from. They figured that if they bring Kong to that location, Kong would lead them, and Monarch has created these vehicles, like these little flying vehicles that can handle the gravity, so the gravity, change is what stopped them from going past a certain point before But Monarch has created these vehicles now that can deal with the gravity change. So the goal was to bring Kong to this area. He would go through the little tunnel and take them to Hollow Earth, and they would follow him in these vehicles. And once they get there, they'll be able to get the power source that they were looking for. That's how Godzilla and Kong meet. They had to transfer him in a big barge, like a big aircraft carrier, and Godzilla, he's been attacking Monarch stuff, which at this point they hadn't put 2 and 2 together. They just think he's just randomly attacking people, and they're questioning why. Why is Godzilla attacking people? He had been dormant for a while, and everybody looked at Godzilla as being the protector, so they just didn't know why he was just randomly attacking towns and cities and stuff, which it wasn't really random. He was attacking Monarch facilities. As they powered up, he was attacking them, Then, he goes and he attacks the ships. He attacks the ships that's transporting Kong, and then that's when we have our first Kong Godzilla battle. This is the one you see in all of the trailers. And that, that spoiler, I told you there's going to be some spoilers. Kong held his own, but, he didn't fare well in that battle. Round 1 went to Godzilla. He won that first round. The people that was transporting him, it pretty much tore up all of the ships that was there, except for a few of them. And they ended up having to help Kong out and kind of trick Godzilla into thinking they all were dead, And Godzilla, we knew once that happened, Godzilla went on about his way, So, and you have to watch the movie. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of confusing stuff going on. A lot of stuff that I feel like is unnecessary storytelling to try to tie things together. They could have made this movie, like I said in my review, I said one thing that I had a problem with the first Godzilla movie was that, that movie focused so much on the humans, that when Godzilla did battle, you barely saw Godzilla throughout the whole movie. And when he did battle, it was like little cuts and clips and quick cuts. It was just annoying to watch, And I said when I reviewed the trailer that if this movie went that same route, I would be disappointed. And it kind of did go that same route. This movie had a lot of human story. They had a lot of stuff where they was trying to tie people into this whole monster battle, which to be honest with you, it kind of made a large part of this movie boring. And when I did get to the parts that was interesting, my interest just wasn't really all that much there. But needless to say, the monster battles, when Kong fought Godzilla, he fought Godzilla like 3 separate times. And those were awesome. It was nice to see Kong and Godzilla just battling it out in the middle of cities and towns and all of this stuff. And then, in case you didn't know, they showed glimpses of them in the trailers. But of course, eventually they end up fighting Mechagodzilla, which is why Godzilla was attacking all of the Monarch facilities, because they were doing a lot of things with Titans. Like, it looked like they were studying Titans. They was using the dead Titans from the previous movies to try to come up with new technologies. And basically what they did was they built a giant Godzilla for themselves. They wanted to, their idea was that they wanted to be able to have something that they controlled that would be able to handle threats of Titans if ever needed. So they built their own Godzilla, their own Titan, which was Mechagodzilla, which of course, you could pretty much guess as soon as you saw it that everything went wrong with it. It kind of took on its own mind, the control of it kind of got deleted, and it kind of started controlling itself, and it went out into the city and it was just attacking stuff. And of course we get to a point where Godzilla and Kong has to join forces to fight this thing, because this thing was tough. Godzilla tried to fight him on its own and this thing wiped the floor with Godzilla. Kong was trying to fight him on its own and it was pretty much wiping the floor with Kong. But Kong and Godzilla together, they ended up defeating it, but it was a battle. They knew they was in a fight because they couldn't do nothing with this Mechagodzilla, one-on-one, But that was basically the movie. The plot was Godzilla's attacking the town, Kong being transported for some other stuff that they're tricking people into doing, and cross paths with Godzilla in a battle. And then, of course, you find out the real enemy is Mechagodzilla, and they had to team up to fight Mechagodzilla. So, what did I think of the movie? Now, like I said, they spent what I feel like was way too much time with the human aspect of this movie. There was a lot of different stories going on, based on the humans. They brought in Millie Bobby Brown's character from the previous Kong, Godzilla movies. They had a little storyline going on with her, and like there was like a podcaster that had some kind of theories about Monarch. He kind of suspected that Monarch was up to no good. So the podcaster and Millie Bobby Brown, they were together trying to infiltrate Monarch to find some proof. And then you had Alexander Skarsgård character, him doing his stuff, trying to get the Hollow Earth. It was just so much human stuff going on that served as background for why the things were happening. But it was just too much, and it focused too much on that it kind of took the enjoyment out of the movie. It made the movie, it took all of the, I think when you have a monster movie like this, you want to see monsters fight each other. You want to see monsters battle. I feel like, when they add too much human stuff into it, it takes away from the movie for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It's just like, it just made those parts boring, because all I can do is just let's get to what we came here for. We came here to see monsters fight, That's what we want to see. We don't want to see two people in rooms standing, talking to each other about some theories that sounds all crazy. Which is pretty funny, because I actually have a book where one of the theories of my book, a book that I've written, and one of the theories in my book is talking about a place inside the earth that nobody knows about it, which is pretty funny. I thought that was funny when I was watching the movie, even though in my book things turn out a little bit different. You have to read the book to find out. But anyway, but yeah, it was just too much. It was too much human interference. Too much trying to put too much backstory to it that kind of made the whole movie more complicated than it needed to be. But yeah, there we go. That was Godzilla vs. Kong. It was pretty good. Oh, and like I said before, and I'm going to do another video evaluating this a little bit more, because I got a lot of things wrong. In my video where I did the Kong versus Godzilla, when I was saying which are you, Team Kong or are you Team Godzilla? I was Team Kong, and a lot of the reasons that I had for being I was still Team Kong, but a lot of the reasons that I had for being Team Kong, I ended up finding out, some of it I knew right after I finished recording the video, but some of those things I ended up finding out that I had wrong. And I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to, bring up those things to talk about it. But, as far as Kong and Godzilla, they basically had 3 battles in this movie, If you've watched the movie, if you haven't watched the movie, this is going to be a spoiler, so go back and watch the movie. I have to let you know, because even though there's not much to say about this movie, the things that you can say about this movie are all pretty much spoilers. So make sure you go and watch the movie. It's on HBO Max. But anyway, there was basically 3 rounds. There was the first fight that you see in the trailers, where they're in the middle of the ocean and everything like that. Godzilla won that. But the main reason Godzilla won that, because Kong was kind of like, he held his own. The main reason why Godzilla won that was because he pulled Kong under the water. And of course, Kong can't breathe underwater. So it was sort of like he won. It was like an environmental win. The environment helped him win. The second battle was straight up in the, in the city or whatever. And Kong beat him in this battle. He pretty much beat Godzilla in this battle. And he won, he won that battle. Then the third battle, which was weird, because this battle was after Kong got his weapon, the weapon you see in the trailers. After Kong got his weapon was the third battle, and Godzilla basically almost killed Kong in this battle. He beat Kong. It was a good fight, but he beat Kong. So looking at it that way, if it was 3 rounds, you have Godzilla won, there's 2 rounds to 1, so Godzilla won. Godzilla won the overall battle. But they were all 3 of them were still interesting. It was still really nice to look at, really huge, great to see these huge monsters just battling each other, and seeing how they come up with what the things that they do in those fights and all of this kind of stuff. See Kong jumping around the city, treating like skyscrapers as sort of like monkey bars and stuff as he's navigating through the city and stuff like that. But they were interesting. Then, of course, you had to fight with Mechagodzilla, which Mechagodzilla pretty much, you know, Kong or Godzilla, neither one of them could do anything with Mechagodzilla when it was a one-on-one battle. They had to team up to defeat him, which was interesting, which was nice. They even had like a combo move at one point with Kong's axe and Godzilla's, you know, nuclear breath, you know. And but when they did, Kong was the one that eventually defeated the Mechagodzilla, you know, with Godzilla's help, you know. But when he did, he tore him to shreds once he did it, you know. It was pretty satisfying to watch. But yeah, there you have it. You got Godzilla versus Kong. I was a little bit disappointed. I had fun with it. A lot of the movie kind of bored me, but I had fun with it. I was a little bit disappointed after watching that trailer. I don't think it lived up to the excitement that I had from watching the trailer and everything. But I think it's worth a watch. I think if you're a fan of these Godzilla movies and King Kong movies, it's worth a watch. I would say as far as how good of a movie it is, I feel like it's about on par with the last Godzilla King of the Monsters movie. They're about on par. They're about along the same level as far as how good of a movie it is, how enjoyable of a movie it is. Probably about on par with that, you know, except for this one kind of had a little more of the human element built into it, pushed into it than the last one. You know, I kind of think these movies need to tone that down some because we're here to see the monsters fight. We're not here to see little girls running across the town, you know. But yeah, that's Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Kong. I enjoyed it, but I was a little bit disappointed. I liked it. I didn't love it. It was good. It's worth a watch. Go check it out. It's on HBO Max. And stay tuned because I'm going to let you know about the things I got wrong in one of my previous videos here soon. So check that out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you like this video. I'm glad you checked this out, and I'll see you next time. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. While you're here, why don't you check out that video right there? Or maybe that one right there. And while you're at it, go ahead and click that little picture of my image there and subscribe to my channel.